Alright, so in this problem, I have 100 to the power of x is equal to 200. So I'm going to find the value of x here. So for my solution, first start with 100 to the power of x is equal to 200. Now I'm going to take the log on both sides. So I have log of 100 to the power of x is equal to log 200. Now if I have something in the form log a to the power of b, I can move this exponent b to the front. So this can equal b times log a. So in this case, I can move x to the front. So now I have x times log 100 is equal to log 200. Now if I divide both sides by log 100, these two cancel out, and I have x is equal to log 200 over log 100. Now 200, that's the same thing as 100 times 2. Now I have this over log 100. And if I have something in the form log a times b, this is equal to log a plus log b. So log of 100 times 2, that's equal to log 100 plus log 2. And I have this over log 100. Now, log 100 plus log 2 over log 100, that's the same thing as log 100 over log 100 plus log 2 over log 100. And log 100 over log 100, those two simply cancel out. So now I have x is equal to 1 plus log 2 over log 100. Now 100 here, this is the same thing as 10 squared. So now I have x is equal to 1 plus log 2 over log of 10 squared. And remember, if I have something in the form log a to the power of b, I can move this to the front. So now I have x is equal to 1 plus log 2 over 2 times log 10 is simply 1. And log of 2, that's equal to 0.301 over 2, which is equal to 1 plus 0.1505, which is equal to 1.1505. So this is my answer. Alright, so in this problem, I have x to the power of 18 is equal to 81 to the power of x. So I want to find the value of x here. So to start, I'm going to first take the power of 1 over x on both sides. So now I have x to the power of 18 to the power of 1 over x is equal to 81 to the power of x to the power of 1 over x. Now if I have something in the form a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So in this case, I have 81 to the power of x to the power of 1 over x, and I have x to the power of 18 to the power of 1 over x. So this is the same thing as x to the power of 18 times 1 over x is equal to 81 to the power of x times 1 over x. So then these two cancel out. I'm left with x to the power of 18 over x is equal to 81. Now if I subtract 81 on both sides, actually if I subtract x to the power of 18 over x on both sides, these two cancel out, and I have 0 is equal to 81 minus x to the power of 18 over x. And now I'm going to rewrite this as 0 is equal to 81 minus x to the power of 1 over x to the power of 18. So I simply wrote this like this, in this form. Now, if I take the power of 1 over 18 on both sides, I get 0 is equal to 81 to the power of 1 over 18 minus x to the power of 1 over x to the power of 18 to the power of 1 over 18. And then these two cancel out, and I get 0 is equal to 81 to the power of 1 over 18 minus x to the power of 1 over x. So now if I add x to the power of 1 over x on both sides, these two cancel out, and I get x to the power of 1 over x is equal to 81 to the power of 1 over 18. Now, 81, this is the same thing as 9 squared, so now I have x to the power of 1 over x is equal to 9 squared to the power of 1 over 18. 2 times 1 over 18, that's 1 over 9, so I have x to the power of 1 over x is equal to 9 to the power of 1 over 9, meaning x is equal to 9. Alright guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So I have x to the power of x is equal to 2 to the power of 2048. So I obviously want to find the value of x here. So for my solution, I first start with x to the power of x is equal to 2 to the power of 2048. Now, well, 2048, this is the same thing as 1024 times 2, right? So now I have x to the power of x is equal to 2. Now I'm going to replace the value of 2048 with 1024 times 2. So now I have 1024 times 2. And if I have something in the form a to the power of m times n, this is the same thing as a to the power of m to the power of n, and this is also the same thing as a to the power of n to the power of m. So in this case, 2 to the power of 1024 times 2, I'm going to rewrite this as 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 1048. Now, as you all probably know, 2 to the power of 2, that's simply equal to 4. So now I have x to the power of x is equal to 4 to the power of 1048. And now I'm going to repeat the same thing again. So again, 4 to the power of 1048, sorry, this isn't 1048, this is 1024. So 1024 is equal to 512 times 2. So now I have x to the power of x is equal to 4 to the power of 512 times 2. And again, I'm going to rewrite that as 4 to the power of 2 to the power of 512. Now again, 4 to the power of 2, that's obviously 16. So now I have x to the power of x is equal to 16 to the power of 512. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing again. 512, this is equal to 2 times 256. So now I have x to the power of x is equal to 16 to the power of 2 times 256, which is the same thing as 16 squared to the power of 256, which is the same thing as 256 to the power of 256, meaning x is 256. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to solve the equation x to the power of 3 minus 8 is equal to 0. So how most people solve this equation is they add 8 on both sides. So I get x to the power of 3 is equal to 8. And then they take the cube root on both sides. So the cube root of x to the power of 3 is x, and the cube root of 8 is 2. So then they get x equals 2, which is a solution to this equation. but actually there are more than one solution to this equation. So I'm going to rewrite my equation here, x to the power of 3 minus 8 equals 0. And now I'm going to rewrite 8 as 2 to the power of 3. So I get x to the power of 3 minus 2 to the power of 3 is equal to 0. And then now I'm going to use the formula a to the power of 3 minus b to the power of 3 is equal to a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So in this case, this turns into x minus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 4 is equal to 0. So now I get two equations. I get x minus 2 equals 0 and x squared plus 2x plus 4 equals 0. So for x minus 2 equals 0, I get x equals 2, which was a solution that we already got. But now see, on top of this, we have a whole nother equation with two more solutions because it's a quadratic equation. So to solve this, I'm going to use the quadratic formula. So I get negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared, which is 4, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 4, all over 2a, so 2 times 1. And this turns into negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 16 over 2, which is equal to negative 2 plus or minus negative 12 over 2, which is equal to negative 2 plus or minus 12i over 2, which is equal to negative 1 plus or minus 6i. So these are the two more solutions to this equation.